Girls, hope you're having a good Saturday. I want you to know to record this video. I took a shower for you because I thought I cannot do another video in my gym clothes. So I took a shower, I put on earrings. Here we go. I have to train on Monday night for Lana, and one of the things I was going to train on is this GoPro book that I keep talking about that I love so much. So I thought I would practice for you and record it so that you could see what I'm training her girls on. And in this book, Eric, I can't remember his last name, but he talks about how many? Let's see. All of these skills, 7 skills to basically grow your business. So the first one is finding prospects. And what I want you to do, and I kind of said this before in the gym clothes video, but I want you to make a list of every person you can think of. And I'm going to do this too. So I'm not asking you to do anything that I'm not going to do. And these are not people that you think are interested in Premier. These are just people that you know. This doesn't mean that you're going to contact all these people. It's just to get your mind going in that direction. So make a list of every person you can think of. Hostesses, recent guests at your show who would remember who you are, your inner circle friends, your outer circle friends, service people like your hair person, your nail person, your pool person, your realtor, whoever you can think of. But let's go for 100 names. How about that? 100 names by Sunday night. Anybody with me, hopefully? I told you I'm going to do this too. So that's part of skill number 1 is finding prospects. After you make a list of everybody you know, if you're not to 100 yet, start adding people that they know. So your family's friends, your friends' friends, anything to kind of expand that list. And then you want to constantly be expanding that list. You want to be a name collector, kind of like we talk about that with bookings. But our goal should be to add 2 names to that list every single day. 2 names. And then number 4 is you want to network on purpose. So, it's kind of like if you want a lifestyle book or a lifestyle sponsor, you got to get a life. So, get involved in a book club, a bunco, the gym, hobbies. I know Kathy Allen just rotates her hobbies to meet new people. She was bowling, she was golfing, she was doing hot yoga. Now she's doing this bar class and sponsored some pediatrician in the class. So join some things where you can meet some people. If you've got younger kids, it's a great place to meet other moms. And then when they say network on purpose, you have to smile and engage. And I am so guilty of this. I've gone to the same gym for 14 years. And I just go and run on the treadmill and never make eye contact. But I'm trying to become more friendly so that I can start adding some names to my list. So when they say network on purpose, that means you can't just go to the class and go home. You've got to actually be friendly, get to know some people, so that later you might invite them to hear more about Premier. Okay, skill number 1, finding prospects. Skill number 2 is inviting people to understand Premier. He says there are 2 ways to invite people. You want to invite them to an event, or you want to invite them to review a tool. And inviting them to an event is always better. So you could invite them, for example, to next Wednesday, Brownies and Bling at my house at 6:30. You could invite them to our blingos that we do, our little black dress events. We're going to do another little black dress event after the new jewelry comes out in July. That's a perfect opportunity to invite people. You could even invite them to training or to jewel school on Monday nights. Anywhere where they get around us and see that we're nice and they see that we're fun. If you don't have an event to invite people to, then you want to invite them to review a tool. So like the one I've been using is that OP video on my website, pdsparkles.com, password Jen K, all capital letters. And it's that OP video with Lori Ray and, I can't remember the other girl's name. But you want to invite them to watch that video. And our goal with this is not to sign people up, but to educate and help them understand what we do. So when you invite people, there are rules to inviting them. Number 1 is you have to emotionally detach yourself from the outcome. We are not trying to sign anybody up. Remember, the goal is education and understanding. And if you go into the conversation with your whole goal of signing them up, you're going to constantly be disappointed and people will run from you. So we don't want to be that person. So, they might say yes, they might say no, but it's not personal. So completely detach your emotions from their response. Number two, be yourself. Don't use premier lingo. Don't say, would you like to come to an opportunity presentation? Or how about if we sit down for a one-on-one? They don't know what we're talking about. So use your natural conversation. Talk to them like they're a friend. Number three is bring some enthusiasm or some passion. Enthusiasm is contagious. Smile when you're on the phone. They can tell that you're smiling. And if you're frowning, they can tell that you're frowning. And then number four, I love this. Have a strong posture. What that means is be bold, be confident, be you, but be a bolder and more confident you. And above all, don't apologize for what you're asking them to do. It's not, I'm so sorry, I'm in this contest, do you mind? No, we're not apologizing. We're proud of what we do. Sorry, I got to plug in my laptop. So be confident, be bold. And then here is your invitation formula. Now, we did this before. Remember, we made a list of people and then we asked them to watch the video. Now, I don't know how your results turned out, but I texted and messaged 10 people to watch the video. 3 of them said they would. 0 of them actually did. So after kind of rereading this book yesterday, I realized that he says that this is designed to be used on the phone or in person. So it's not designed to be used with texting and Facebook and email. So there's 8 steps to the invitation formula. Number 1, be in a hurry. 2, compliment the prospect. 3, make the invitation. Number 4, if I, would you. Number 5, confirmation number 1, get the time commitment. 6, confirmation number 2, confirm the time commitment. Number 7, confirmation number 3, schedule the next call. And number 8, get off the phone. So let's go through those. Number 1, be in a hurry. People are more attracted to someone who has things going on. That's why when we talk about bookings and your calendar, you want to fill that calendar up because people like to book with busy people. It just lets them know that you have things going on. So, when you approach somebody, like someone you know, a warm call, you could say, oh, I have a million things going on, but I'm glad I caught you. So we're in a hurry. Or even if it's a cold call, you could say, I have to run, but ... You want to set the tone with some urgency. Number 2, compliment the prospect. A sincere compliment opens the door to real communication and will make the prospect much more agreeable about hearing what you have to say. So again, with that warm market, you could say, especially with your family and friends, this is good. You could say, you have always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. Or if it's, not necessarily someone you know well, you could say, you have given me some of the best service I've ever received. That is a great way to talk to a waitress or a nail technician, someone who regularly serves you. Number 3, make the invitation. And there's 3 ways to do that. You can do it direct, indirect, or super indirect. So a direct invitation would be to your warm market. Hey, when you told me that you, fill in the blank, hate your job, need more money, wanted to find a new house, etc., were you serious or were you just kidding around? Let's say they say they were serious. Great. Well, I think I have a way for you to, again, fill in the blank. Get that, solve that problem, make that happen. Or let me ask you a question off the record. If there was a business that you could start working part-time from your home that could replace your full-time income, would that interest you? That's a warm, direct invitation. If it's a cold group of people you don't know, you could say something like, do you plan on doing what you're doing now for the rest of your career? I have something that might interest you. Now's not the time to get into it, but, because again, we're in a hurry. So that's if you do a direct method. An indirect method, again with your family and friends, would be perfect to say, hey, I just started this new business and I'm a little bit nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on some friendly people. Would you mind if I practiced on you? Or super indirect, you could just say, hey, who do you know that might be looking for a strong business that they could run from their home? Or the total backdoor approach of, I know this isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, do you know anyone that's ambitious, money motivated, or would be excited about the idea of adding more income to their lives? Okay, number 4, if I, would you. I love this. I've been doing this at my shows with people that say they want to watch the video. Um, it's instead of just giving them the link, it's saying, if I sent you a link to a video, would you watch it? If I invited you to a special invitation only little black dress event we're doing when the new line comes out, would you attend? It's reciprocal. It puts you in a place of power. You're not begging, you're not asking for favors. It's a business conversation. So those are the first 4 steps. Be in a hurry, compliment the prospect, make the invitation, and if I would you. Those sound pretty good, right? You probably think, well, if I do that, I'm going to get all kinds of results. And that's what I thought when I sent out those 10 messages, and I got 0 results. Because according to this guy, Eric W. something, he says only 5% will follow through based on these 4 steps. So you got to keep going with number 5, 6, 7, and 8. So number 5 is confirmation number 1, get the time commitment. So when you do the if I would you, and they say yes, great, when do you think you could watch the video? And don't give them a time, let them give you a time. Because it takes it from, oh yeah, I'll watch that someday, nope, yeah, sure, that's great, send it on over, to making it a real appointment. So once they've said, well, I think I could watch it tomorrow, then you've locked them into a time, and they have said yes twice. They said yes to the if I would you, and they said yes to the time commitment. Number 6 is confirmation number 2, confirm the time appointment. So if they say, yeah, I can watch it by Tuesday night, your response is, so if I called you on Wednesday morning, you'll have seen it for sure, right? And the key is they have set that appointment, not you. And then number 7, confirmation number 3, schedule the follow-up call. So when they said they can watch it Tuesday, you're going to call them Wednesday because they'll watch it for sure. What's the best number and time to call you? Make it an appointment on your calendar. And then, of course, you have to remember to call when you said you were going to call. Because I do have to say, after even the 3 people that said yes, they'd watch it and told me they'd watch it the next day, I never called. I totally forgot until I thought of it today with this, and then I texted him again. But I'm going to make a new list, and I'm going to call. Okay, and then number 8 is get off the phone. You're in a hurry, right? So I'm just going to read this straight from the book because I thought this was a great, just putting all 8 steps together. So let's say this is a good friend and you're going to do an indirect approach. You would say something like this. Hey, I'm running out the door, but I needed to talk to you real quick. Do you have a second? She says yes. Great. Listen, you have always been so supportive of me, and I appreciate that so much. I just started this new business with Premier, and I'm a little bit nervous. Before I get going, I need to practice on some nice people. Would you mind if I practiced on you? This might also work for bookings, just saying on the side here. They say great, or they say sure. Great, if I gave you a link to a video that laid out the information in a professional way, would you watch it? It's about 10 minutes. They say sure. Great, when do you think you could watch it for sure? They say Thursday. So if I called you Friday morning, you'll have reviewed it for sure, right? Yes. Fantastic. What's the best number and time for you to call? All right, 9 a.m. Friday morning. Great, we'll talk then. Gotta run. Thank you. Done. Don't you love that? I love that. Okay, skill number 3, presenting Premier's opportunity to your prospects. What you want to do is develop your story. People care more about what got you into this business than you reading from the marketing plan. So your story needs to consist of your background, things you didn't like about your background, how Premier came to your rescue, and your results or how you feel about the future. So, for example, my story might be, before I got into Premier, I was a CPA working part-time, and while I enjoyed that, I wanted to be able to stay at home with our daughter full-time. And I figured out that in order to do that, I needed to make $1,400 a month from Premier. So it took me about 6 months to be able to consistently do that every month, and I phased out the accounting, and now I just do Premier full-time. And now we've gone from relying on $1,400 a month to relying on over $5,000 a month. Isn't that exciting? So that's my story. You also want to master the business plan. You need to just know it from your heart. I can't even follow the new marketing plan brochure because it's all out of order from what I learned. So I never even use it. If they really want it, I'll give it to them. But I